Imagine guiding the viewer into a submerged cathedral. The ocean, the keeper of our planet's memories. Vast and profound, it is the cradle of life, yet also the fiercest battlefield ever to exist. Let us descend into the tropical coral reef. At first glance, it resembles a bustling metropolis of light. Clownfish dancing amidst the anemones, staghorn corals stretching to embrace the sun. It is a tableau of peace and abundance. But the rule of light is that it must always be accompanied by shadow. If you look deeper into the base of the ancient coral boulders, where the sun is swallowed by jagged crevices, you will find another world. A world of cold, confined silence. And in that silence, a pair of piercing yellow eyes watches unblinkingly. This is the giant Moray Eel, the ruler of the shadows, the phantom of the reef. Evolution, over millions of years of trial and error, stripped away every non-essential detail to sculpt this creature. No legs, no arms, no pectoral fins, no pelvic fins. Its entire colossal body, reaching up to 3 meters in length, is a coil of pure muscle encased in thick, leathery, slippery skin. Unlike other fish protected by scales, the moray secretes a special mucus covering its entire body. This liquid armor allows it to slither through coral walls, sharp as razors, without a single scratch, making them the ocean's most skilled intruders. No crevice, however narrow, can bar their entry. Look closely at that face, a savage, mesmerizing beauty. The mouth opens and closes in a rhythmic, hypnotic motion, revealing curved, needle-sharp teeth. Many divers fear this sight, mistaking it for imminent aggression. But in reality, it is a dangerous misunderstanding. Because the moray's gills are small and located behind a narrow opening, it is forced to constantly gape its mouth to pump water over them, extracting oxygen to survive. It is not threatening you, it is merely breathing. A heavy, gurgling breath echoing in the dark hollows. However, do not let the innocence of that breath deceive you. For hidden deep within that dark throat lies evolution's most terrifying secret. The moray eel is one of the few vertebrates to possess a pharyngeal jaw. When it clamps onto prey with its outer jaws, the victim may still struggle. But in that instant, a second set of jaws, hidden deep in the esophagus, launches forward like a xenomorph, latching onto the victim and dragging it down into the stomach. A deadly trap with no escape, concealed behind a facade of stoic silence. Mysterious, faster-paced during the hunt, and full of wonder when describing cooperation. As the sun dips below the horizon, the reef sheds its glamorous facade to don a cloak of deadly darkness. The colorful residents of the day retreat to their shelters. The night falls, thick and impenetrable. This is when the kingdom is returned to the nocturnal hunters. The moray eel begins to leave its fortress. Its serpentine body uncoils like a black ribbon, blending seamlessly into the night. In the gloom, the eel's eyes are of little use, but it does not need to see. It reads the world through scent. Two small tubes protruding from its head act as a biological super radar. These nostrils allow water to flow through constantly, enabling the eel to triangulate the direction of a scent. It can smell a wounded fish or the fear of an octopus hiding hundreds of meters away. Like a bloodhound of the deep, it follows an invisible chemical trail, relentless and determined. Once the prey is within range, the eel does not rush. It waits, compressing its body like a giant spring. And then, snap! The strike occurs in a fraction of a second, an explosion of kinetic energy in a confined space. Before the prey even realizes the enemy is there, its fate is sealed. But brute strength and a keen nose are not the only things that define the moray's status. What surprises scientists most is their intellect. We are witnessing a rare moment in the natural world. A large grouper swims up to the eel's den. In the wild, two apex predators are usually enemies, but here, a pact is being made. The grouper shakes its head vigorously in front of the eel. It is not a threat, it is a language, an invitation. Hunt with me. The eel understands the signal. It slithers out, and the two begin a tandem journey. The grouper, with superior speed, hunts in the open water, flushing prey into the rocks. There, the eel, with its flexible body, infiltrates the crevices to flush them out. The poor prey is caught in a deadly dilemma. Dart out, and the grouper is waiting. Hide inside, and the moray strikes. The success rate of the hunt increases five-fold when they cooperate. This is living proof that in the deep ocean, intelligence and interspecies communication are not the privilege of dolphins or whales, but exist even in creatures that appear most primitive and savage. Melancholy and regret. However, the ocean is ruthlessly fair. No one remains invincible forever. Even a phantom has its own fears. There are times when the need to find a mate or a scarcity of food forces the eel to abandon its safe labyrinth of stone and swim into the open water. And the moment it leaves its cave, the king becomes an exile. Exposed in the vast blue with no cover, its long body becomes fragile, vulnerable. From above, ominous shadows begin to circle. White-tip reef sharks, killing machines that never sleep, are always waiting for a mistake. But the eel's nemesis, its most worthy adversary, is a creature much smaller, the banded sea crate. This is a battle of two schools of warfare. One side relies on coiled muscle, the other on neurotoxic venom, 10 times more potent than a king cobra. When attacked by the sea snake, the eel unleashes a defensive technique unique to its kind, the living knot. It rapidly curls its body, tying itself into a physical knot, then slides that knot down the length of its body with tremendous force to scrape off the snake, biting its skin. Or, when subduing large prey, it uses this knot as a lever to tear the victim apart. It is a violent ballet of physics and survival, where the line between predator and dinner is as thin as a thread. The eel may defeat the venomous snake. It may evade the shark, but it is utterly helpless against a new force. A silent and more devastating enemy: humanity. Ghost nets, abandoned fishing gear, drift aimlessly like artificial specters. They snag the reef, and they snag the curious. The eel, with its habit of burrowing, easily becomes a victim. The more it struggles, the tighter the net binds. The king of the reef dies a slow death of suffocation and loneliness. And more terrifying still is the silence of dead reefs. As the oceans warm, corals bleach and crumble. The eel's home vanishes. No crevices to hide in, no shadows for camouflage. They swim aimlessly among white calcium tombs, exposed and desperate. The phantom is slowly losing its haunt. Gentle, ethereal, evoking curiosity, and ending with a powerful message. But let us set aside the sorrow for a moment to return to the genesis of life. For the story of the giant moray begins with a beautiful miracle. It is hard to believe that the massive, ferocious monster we see began its life as a delicate sliver of glass. They are called leptocephalus larvae. When they hatch, they are perfectly transparent, thin as a willow leaf, drifting aimlessly in the open ocean. You can look right through them, seeing every heartbeat, every flow of fluid. That transparent body is the ultimate cloak of invisibility. They surrender their fate to the currents, drifting for thousands of miles, crossing the deepest abysses for months, sometimes years. It is a solitary voyage of wandering souls seeking the promised land. Only the luckiest, the most resilient, survive to touch the reef. And there, a second miracle occurs. The larva begins to metamorphose. From a flat leaf, its body shrinks, rounds out, and pigments begin to bloom. Juvenile eels often wear brilliant colors, bright yellow, electric blue, like neon ribbons warning enemies, "Do not touch me." Over time, as they mature and claim a dominion, those colors fade into the mottled earth tones of adulthood, blending into the architecture of the reef. The moray eels. They are not merely predators, they are the great guardians. By controlling the population of smaller fish and crustaceans, they keep the coral ecosystem in balance. Without them, a vital link is broken and chaos would reign. The story of the moray eel reminds us of a profound lesson, that the beauty of nature does not lie only in what is vibrant and gentle. It lies in power, in mystery, and in the extraordinary ability to survive in the most alien forms. Deep down in those dark crevices, those eyes are still watching, silent, resilient, a living witness to the endless wonder of the blue planet we are privileged to call home.